YouTubers, this is Grizel with Adventures in Casual Gaming. Um, this is not necessarily a let's play, it's more like let's show you what we've done. Um, I have an ME system here. It's loaded with some hard drives. It was just how you stored the data. ME stands for matter to energy conversion. And ME systems are typically used for inventory management. As you can see when I click the ME crafting terminal, I have a crafting grid and all the items stored in my ME, which is quite a lot. You can control these tabs here, control sorting and viewing options. You can sort by number of items or priority, and see now it's in priority. I really don't understand priority. I prefer the sort by number of items because I like to see what I have most of. And I have it set on descending order, so most at the front and least at the rear. But if I hit that down order, now it's the least at the front. And here you can view craftable items in which we don't have the crafting CPU installed yet. So just stored items is sufficient. There. This is what I'm about to show you is true of any crafting table. Let's just look at the import bus as recipe. This is true of any crafting table except for the ones from forestry. As you can see, there's a recipe here. I'm going to go in, and this recipe I know I have the ingredients for. And typically, if there's a question mark and you're looking at a crafting table that has, and you hit this, you see the ghosted items. Well, what you probably did not know, I mean, I certainly didn't know it until somebody told me, but if you hold shift, see, it should say shift there, right? If you hold shift and click that question mark, the items are present, it puts them in the grid. Here I'm obviously missing the basic gold processor, otherwise that item would complete. Let's look at something else, like let's say an iron pickaxe. Something that we know is there. See, that's there. Beats manually sticking it in there. And you don't have to clear the items out, you just activate another recipe. It's almost does away with the need to use the crafting CPU. But crafting CPU is going to be pretty epic, and we're going to build a really large one. That's something like on a magnitude of 15 blocks by 15 blocks by 15 blocks. So it'll hold like almost all the possible craftable patterns, and provided the materials exist, it will make them all. Okay, this here is the controller. It's just shows you everything that's in the system and how many units of EU you're actually using. And this actually helped me determine that my system had outgrown the low voltage requirements, because before, when I originally built it, it was 32 EU or less. Now it's rising. So now I have it on a dedicated wind farm that gives it all the power it needs to operate. And if I had a wireless access controller, I can put it in here to tune it to the system. And of course, there's my wireless access point without upgrades. Each upgrade would expand it by additional block radius. Not too impressive. You're probably just better off building more access points. Okay. And I don't really need an access point, because guys, check it out, I'm wearing a power suit, which is pretty loaded. I have on that the railgun, the Omni wrench, lights, sheep shears, leaf blower, a crafting table, So I can right click. I have my own personal craft. That's the same thing as like the portable crafting table, but doesn't use my inventory. And saw blades. That's in my power glove. And I got a lot of stuff loaded in my headgear too. Uh, the water breather, auto feeder, night vision, binoculars, which we can't figure out how to operate. Compass, time, flight control, and then now. So let's say you do have this, the Tinker table, and you've managed to make these things, and you're like, you want to give them abilities. I mean, the first thing you have to do before you give them any abilities is a battery. And you're like, wow, how do I install that battery? You see, I didn't install the basic battery here, so you can see that I have the advanced, but you can go, wow, okay, so I need to install that. And if you put the mouse over it, so here it tells it a basic battery, but you'll not find that in NEI. It's actually an LV capacitor. So you would go, say like over here, and come down here and in the bottom and type LV capacitor. And there it is. And then using that trick I told you, you can, boom. So now we got one. Just like that. And now I can install it. See, now it says install, and boom, now we got it. That's just a brief rundown. I'm sure there's some pretty intense stuff. Okay, let's it's for the benefit of one of our players, the Grey Gerber. But here's a macerator. Right now the door is down, and you can make the door go up if you put something in it. So let's see what we got to macerate. Let's macerate some stone. So that should make sand. Yep, see, went from 64 to 63. This little white thing is going. And on the right side here, we're going to see some sand come out of this. Don't actually know what these other things do. Never really looked them up. And grade tech can be confusing. So I'll just use it in the basic way. So, see, now we have some sand. Okay. Here, we have a plate bending machine. And the way that works is if you stick an ingot in there, say like this, iron ingot will work just fine for our examples. Now put it in there and it's going to squish it, and it's going to become an iron plate. There, see? An iron plate. And here we have an industrial centrifuge. The way that baby works is if you put something in the middle and it's like dust of some sort, and it's going to spin it out and make some things. Let's see what we have for, let's see, uranium. Somebody's using my uranium. Let's just search for dust. Let's, don't know for sure. Okay, I know we can spin glowstone dust, so I'm going to just spin a small amount of that so I'm not entirely wasting in it. We'll put it there. We're not going to watch this thing. It's going to take like 30 minutes. And in a moment, only reason that you should be seeing white lines, but we're not. And that kind of tells me that maybe the bat box is empty. No, it's not. So, glowstone dust. Do not know why that's not spinning. Okay. Dust. Oxide. Well, I think that might work. Unless that only works in the electrolyzer. Nope. I was only using that spinner for uranium anyways. Ingot. Oh, there's my noisy neighbor. Well, we'll just skip that for now. And here's an automatic extractor, which